In today's video, we are turning one pillowcase into 2 ruffle stockings and decorating the mantle for Christmas.
Hi friend, welcome back to Summer Hill. In today's video, we're diving into a fun and thrifty Christmas project. We're making Christmas stockings with a twist. No cuff this time, just a sweet ruffle for that extra vintage charm. And the best part, we're crafting 2 stockings from one vintage pillowcase. Let me show you how easy and rewarding this is. Plus, I'll tell you how to grab the free stocking pattern from my website. Then we'll do some shopping, crafting, and decorate the mantle together. Let's get started. Here's what you'll need for this project: a vintage pillowcase, felt for the lining, a sewing machine or just a needle and thread if you prefer hand sewing, scissors, an ironing board and iron, and my free stocking pattern, which you can grab on my website. I'll link that down in the description. To get access to my pattern, just subscribe to Life on Summer Hill. The pattern is simple, hand-drawn, and full of homemade charm. I've kept it easy for everyone to use. The first step is to iron your pillowcase so it's nice and smooth. This makes cutting and sewing so much easier. Next, download, print, and cut out the stocking pattern. You'll need to tape it together since it's on 2 pages. I actually based this pattern on an old stocking my grandma gave me when I was little. It's flat and simple, perfect for creating this project. Now, place the pattern on your pillowcase and cut around it. I am using my old stocking as a pattern, but remember I have a free one on my website linked in the description. Repeat this step so you have 4 pieces in total. 2 for the outside layer of each stocking. Next, you'll make the ruffle. Cut the band of the pillowcase right along the seam line. Then, cut it in half to create 2 pieces, 1 for each stocking. For the lining, fold the felt in half, place the stocking pattern on top, and cut around it. Do this twice so you have 2 pieces for each stocking. Now it's time to sew. Take the outer fabric, place it right sides together, and pin the edges. Sew around the edges with a 1/4 inch seam allowance and leave the top open. Repeat for the felt lining. Next, take the ruffle and sew the short ends together. For the ruffle, sew a basting stitch along the edge of the band. Leave the thread long so you can pull it and gather the fabric into a ruffle. This is where the magic happens. Next, cut excess fabric off around the stitching line. This helps remove bulk inside of the stocking where the seams meet. Turn the outer fabric of the stocking right sides out and press it flat. Place the felt lining inside the outer layer so the seams are hidden. Next, cut a piece of ribbon about 5 inches long and place loop end down inside the outer layer of the stocking along the back seam and pin in place. Make sure to leave about 1/4 inch sticking out. So I wanted to hop in for a minute because I noticed in this video that I'm putting that loop on the wrong side, and I wanted to make sure you knew to put that loop on the back side of the boot. So let's get back to sewing. Now let's start making this ruffle. All you gotta do is grab one end of the string and start pulling the fabric away from it, and it'll create the most beautiful ruffle. And see how I've got a section of it bunched up here? You can actually move it this way and just kind of even it out. See how it's like even across here? Next, take your ruffle with the seam facing out, adjust the gathers to fit around the inside of the stocking's opening, and pin it in place, matching the edges on top. Make sure to match the seams at the back. Now, sew all the way around the top 1/4 inch, making sure the edges line up perfectly. Trim any excess fabric to help it lay smoothly. Finally, turn the right side out and give it one last press. And there you have it, 2 beautiful ruffled Christmas stockings made with one vintage pillowcase. Now that we have the stockings finished, I want to show you that I made 2 more from a thrifted pillow sham.
I basically followed the same steps except I didn't have a cuff on my sham, like the pillowcases. Now let's start decorating the mantle with the stockings using the pastel color scheme. Already on the mantle is this new printable from my Etsy shop. It's a watercolor swan with a holly wreath and a beautiful bow. I printed it, gave it a decoupage finish, and framed it in this vintage piece I found. It's the perfect touch for my pastel Christmas theme. Layered behind the swan is a vintage looking mirror I found at Walmart. Isn't this amazing? Walmart is really delivering some beautiful stuff this year. I'll put a link in the description to the mirror. And I left all my candles on the mantle from my fall decorations. I figured candles would look great with this pastel coquette style. With the swan and the mirror as the foundation, we've got the perfect start to our mantle makeover. I love the idea of layering wreaths on the mantle. So let's grab these from my Christmas entryway. I did the entryway a few weeks ago. If you would like to watch that video, I will link it in the description. Now that the wreaths are in place, we need to find somewhere for the stockings. Let's try adding them down a little, 2 on each side, and I am using the tiniest nails for this project. I feel like something is missing, so let's add my Texas House garland from Walmart. If I keep borrowing stuff from other rooms, I will need to go back and decorate those rooms again.
Okay, so I am liking this a lot, but I think we need more because I want it to go all the way to the floor. So let's go to Hobby Lobby because I know Walmart doesn't have any more of this My Texas House garland, but maybe Hobby Lobby has some that's similar that we can use. And we need some pink ribbon to decorate it. So let's head there.
But first, let me snip off a piece of the garland so I can match it up. Now that we're at Hobby Lobby, let's start in the fabric section where they have ribbon. Look at these beautiful satin ribbons. I'm grabbing both 1 inch and 1.5 inch widths in pink and green. Now for the garlands. Hobby Lobby has garlands all over the store. I found one that matched perfectly using my sample I brought, but it has pine cones on it, and I don't think that's quite our look. Since they don't have a garland, let's purchase the ribbon and head over to Home Goods, which is nearby. I saw a garland there about a week ago. Maybe they still have it. Home Goods has all their Christmas decor out, but I remember where I found this garland last time. But look at this one I found on the way there. It's the perfect match, but it has those pine cones again. Let's keep looking. On the back wall, they didn't have the one I saw in a box, but they did have this one, which the lights are a mess, but we can fix that. Let's get 2 just in case we need to combine them to make it thicker. Okay, so we've got the garlands. Let's head home and we will add them to the mantle with the other garland and see how it looks.
So we're back from Hobby Lobby, and I actually off camera already tested one of them out over there, and I've decided to add another one on this side. My original plan was to get 2 so it could go all the way to the floor, but the more I started thinking about it, I was like, I really think it would be pretty to go all the way across. I've never done that before, and I think it'd be kind of fun. So we're going to grab a chair, put this other one up, and I wanted to show you that this is the nail that I'm using. And you're probably wondering, why am I not using command hooks? Well, they're really expensive, and I can easily spackle that hole when I'm done, and it's cost me way less. I do get command hooks from the Dollar Tree. I'm just out of those right now, and I don't mind using a nail. So this is like a 1 inch nail that's thin that has a head, so it'll hold the garland up there.
so glad I can put the My Texas House garland back, because now I don't have to think about what to use in the kitchen sitting room to replace it.
Okay, so I don't know about y'all, but I feel like that mirror needs to be centered. So I'm gonna work on that and a few other things. This a lot better, but these wreaths, they're driving me crazy. I think we should eliminate them, because the whole idea behind making these stockings was for them to be center stage or in the front, and right now they're just kind of in the back. So let's take down the wreaths and let's add the stockings up here. Okay, I like that much better. I think we need some ribbons. Let's add some ribbons. So to make the bows, I'm going to do just an old-fashioned tie your shoelace kind of tie, but I'm going to start with the ears. I'm not going to actually make that first tie. I'm just going to do the traditional bow, because this satin is it's so good at making a traditional bow. And then we're going to make these ears kind of long and
let's look at the decor on the mantle. I feel like we need something layered over the mirror to the left. And I have another printable idea. This arch frame was a TJ Maxx find, and I knew a little rub and buff would bring out its vintage charm. So I'm going to use some rub and buff, and I want to kind of make this look antique-y, and I'm going to use this sponge. It's super easy to do, and a fast and easy way to take any new frame and make it look older. Now let's turn on some music and have some fun while we're crafting. Next, I printed this botanical tree printable on my Etsy shop. I just printed it from Walgreens. I will add a link in the description to it. But this botanical tree, which is popular here at Christmas, is based on a drawing from the 1800s by J.B. Walters. Now, let's add the new piece of art to the mantle. I feel like we need some pink on the sides of the mantle. And since we are leaning more and more to a coquette style, why not add more ribbons to my new favorite 612 Vermont battery-powered candles? These candles are from 612 Vermont, and I absolutely love these candles. And I recently did a collaboration with them on their shorter candle, and it is phenomenal. And I'm so excited because I'm going to be using it when I decorate outdoors. These brass candlesticks and candles were already on the mantle, but adding thin pink velvet bows softens the look. So with the velvet, I definitely do 2 ears and then I tie them together. It just seems to work better with the velvet than it does the other, the satin. The satin is the same on both sides, but see, the velvet is not the same on both sides. So you have to work it where the velvet's on the outside.
Okay, so I like it. Let's keep going. I think we should work on the hearth now. So let's work on that and then we'll come back and decide if we need more ribbons or not. Okay, so this is my rocking horse. I found him at a secondhand furniture store in my small hometown that I'm from. And last year or the year before, I put this cute greenery on him and the ribbon, but we definitely need to change that to pink or green or both.
Sometimes I have found you just have to keep playing until you get it the way you want it. Next, we need to add something on the other side, and I have an easy idea.
Okay, so last is I'm going to add my old trees to the front of the hearth. And this kind of gives it some color and height on this side. So I think we're done. Let's light the candles and then we will show a final of the whole project. And the cool thing about this is this remote. I love battery powered candles because you can light them with the remote. And it has a flicker and non-flicker option. So right now they're on flicker and I like that one the best.
When I started decorating for Christmas, I made the decision to do pastel colors. But to my surprise, this year's design is leaning to a coquette style. I'm so happy with how it all came together. Thank you for joining me today and helping make this project so much fun. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more Christmas DIYs and decorating ideas. I share new videos every Sunday evening, so ring the bell to get notified. Have a wonderful day and I'll see you soon. Bye!